You see the news, you see more homes being listed on the market, and you see prices decreasing. But how do you truly get a good deal on a home in the Palm Springs area? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you the tips from buyers that I'm currently working with and what they're doing that separates them from all the other buyers that are sitting on the sidelines wondering how to get a good deal. My name's Tommy Jordan, your Palm Springs area realtor. So how do you get a good deal? That's why you're watching this video. You want something practical and applicable so that you could take to go forward to find your dream home in the Palm Springs area. Well, if you look at the market right now, you probably see this in the news or you see it in prices on Zillow. This is Palm Springs. This is a market report that's totally free in the description of this video. And this is connected to my local MLS, and you could get the most accurate data. Why I tell you that is because if we look right now in Palm Springs for detached homes, do you see this trend? Since 2022, inventory has been steadily climbing. Now, is that going to change? I don't know. The last few months, we had a nice little pullback where you see things, going down for inventory. But overall, if you look at median list price, you could see prices in 2022 in Palm Springs were around 1.5. Now they're under $1 million. So how can you take advantage of this? Well, the first thing I would like to tell you about when you see these kind of stats is that the market is uncertain. You know this, I know this, we all know this. The Federal Reserve printed trillions of dollars, and we see all these bubbles in a lot of different asset classes like real estate, like stocks. I mean, you could see gold and silver right now skyrocketing because they know currencies are currently being devalued. So what goes up in price when money's printed? Assets, right? That's just a little economic, just a little, I don't know, that was a little mini class, right? But it's important to understand, because if you want to get a good deal as a buyer, you're going to have to deal with market uncertainty. I have a lot of buyers reaching out to me like, I want to get a good deal. I want to get a good deal, but this is going on with tariffs. This is going on with the government. This is going on with this. There's so many excuses. But the thing about getting a good deal is that all of the uncertainty, all of the chaos in the market makes it so prices go down. And that's where you could start making offers to get a good deal, right? Because everyone wants to buy, and you could see it right here. Look at this. This is a really important video, so I hope you watch this to the end. And if you don't, you're not serious about buying a home, so that's okay anyways. If you look at 2022, okay, you could see that interest rates were nothing, money was cheap, and people in Palm Springs, I remember some listings I had where we would receive 15 to 20 offers. It was insane, and people were coming in hundreds of thousands of dollars over asking price. So times were good, money was just being printed left and right, and interest rates were nothing, so people were taking advantage of it. Well, that's not a good time to buy usually, right? If you're looking to get a good deal. Warren Buffett says when there's blood in the streets, that's when you should buy. And when everyone is buying and people are being greedy, that's when you should be fearful. So if you're going to get a good deal, mentally, you just have to think and realize that you're going to be buying in a time when people are fearful. That's how you get a deal. So the market uncertainty is creating the deals, but you have to be willing to make moves because of that uncertainty and realize that uncertainty is getting you a deal if that makes sense. Okay. So one of the best ways to get a good deal right now, and this is all across the valley, and I could show you charts from Palm Springs, Palm Desert, Rancho Mirage, Indian Wells, and all of them are pretty similar. You can see this is properties with prices decrease, inventory levels. I mean, all of it's going up, creating a lot of opportunities. For you to get a good deal, it's to be proactive, okay? Something about the market that people, I think, know intuitively, but they don't act like they believe this information. No one knows when there's going to be a top, or no one knows where the bottom is, okay? Like if you could predict the future, then you would have bought Nvidia a long time ago, Tesla stock, and you'd just be a billionaire by just selling at the top and buying at the bottom. But no one knows that, right? But what we can look at is data like this, and working with an expert like myself is important. If you appreciate this information and this is helping you, the best way to say thank you to me is reaching out down below for me to help you. Remember, I'm the guy that showed you this. You could go call that random agent on Redfin, but he probably doesn't know this information, just saying. So if we look at inventory levels right here, you could see in 2022, it was at record lows. And you could see now we're at record highs in Palm Springs. We're the highest inventory we've been in Palm Springs in the last 7 years. Well, what this tells us is, yes, we can't predict the future. Maybe this chart just keeps going up and up, but we can tell that this is pretty high compared to what it once was. So you're not going to ever know the true top or the true bottom when it comes to pricing. But if you make offers and you're proactive with this data, you could create deals. And that's what I want a lot more buyers to think about, how to create deals. And how do you create a deal is buying in uncertainty and making offers. Let me explain. So for example, you might see a home in Palm Springs, and a lot of homes. Let me show you. Here's a random home as an example, okay? Really nice home, mid-century modern. It's lovely. Looks like it has nice views. It's priced at 1.3 million and it's 2,000 square feet. Well, let's take a look at this property, okay? It's located in the Mesa. Let's see where it was once listed. Take a look. Someone bought it in 2018 for 900,000. Most likely they did some renovation, but look at this, and the data doesn't lie. In January of this year, it was listed for 1.9 million. 2 months later, pretty big price reduction of 200 grand. And then 3 months later, another price reduction of 200 grand. Now it's listed for 135. They did another price reduction of 200,000. So in 8 months, this property went from 1.9 million to now 1.3 million. So how do you get a good deal? You see a home like this having price decreases. This is a sign where the seller is saying, hey, I'm serious. I want to sell. All these price reductions, show them. And this is funny. This is actually a home. I'm out in the market all day long, This is a home I actually toured, and it was really nice. They did some nice renovations. But when a seller is decreasing that price like that, that shows they're motivated. And how do you get a good deal? Not by sitting around, because guess what? A lot of buyers, they're just going to keep watching this and waiting for it to go down and down. What you could do is make an aggressive offer based on the comps in that neighborhood, and that's how you create a deal. And this is just a very important video I wanted to make, because if you're looking to get a good deal, guess what? If you sit on the sidelines, you could be on the sidelines for another 2 to 3 years and miss so many amazing opportunities because you just didn't get your feet wet and you didn't get in the pool. So I hope this video helped you. Like I said, if this video has helped you in any way, best way to say thanks is by reaching out to me down below. I would love to work with you. And if you want to learn more about the Palm Springs area, check out this playlist right here.